Speaking of Tucker Carlson, he recently did a segment on his show, and he brought back up Andrew Cuomo and wanted to apply something he feels like was learned with Andrew Cuomo to Joe Biden. And watch, I can't even explain this to you, just watch the point that he's trying to make. It is really, really wild.
Pretty immoral. What exactly did Andrew Cuomo do wrong? He outlived his usefulness to the party. That's what he did. He stayed too long. Cuomo was in his 60s. He was white. He was male. He was someone whose demographic profile represented the Democratic Party of the past, not of the future. He talked like a mafia don negotiating garbage contracts. He was a little embarrassing. Because of that, his own people iced him, and they replaced him with someone who looked the part. No one cried when Andrew Cuomo resigned. They just moved on. The Democratic Party is not a sentimental place. It's hard not to think of Andrew Cuomo when you see what is happening to Joe Biden right now. Kamala Harris is certainly thinking about it. Harris was in a suspiciously good mood today. We know this because she was talking about electric school buses again. I love electric school buses, she raved. I just love them for so many reasons. Maybe because I went to school on a school bus. Raise your hand if you went to school on a school bus. Harris was grinning the whole time. And why wouldn't she be grinning? That senile white guy who claims to be her boss is finally going down, 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 down. It's a happy day at Kamala Harris's house. But it's not a happy day at Casa Biden. In fact, this is pretty clearly the beginning of the end for Joe Biden.
So what on earth is going on there? Making so many bad points in a row, trying to make out the Andrew Cuomo situation as being because Andrew Cuomo was a white man. Tucker, have you seen the Democratic Party? There are plenty of white men who are in positions of power who aren't being pushed out. That is such a deeply vile point to make because it's trying to stoke fear and anger within his audience around race and trying to tell his audience that the left Democrats are trying to rid themselves, their party, of white men. It is so damaging and dangerous. The real reason that Cuomo got pushed out, as the AP writes here, Cuomo was under investigation for several things, but the prevailing issue leading to his resignation concerned sexual harassment allegations that range from inappropriate comments to groping. An investigative report released last week said he sexually harassed 11 women, many of whom had worked for him or the state. Other issues in play: how his administration handled data on COVID-19 related deaths in nursing homes, his $5 million pandemic leadership book deal, and whether friends and relatives were given special access to COVID-19 tests early in the pandemic. So those are the reasons that he resigned. Not because he's a white man. And Biden is not being pushed out with the document situation. The document situation just happened, and the people on the left are just being honest and saying, if there's wrongdoing there, hold him accountable. Seems less severe than the Trump situation, but investigate it. It's so wild that Tucker's analysis can be this wrong, can be this wild and conspiratorial. And they've been going with this narrative for a long time. The Democratic Party just can't handle white men anymore, and they're trying to not elect them. And that narrative was being said so often, and then we got Joe Biden. And so they'll never learn their lesson. They'll never admit they were wrong. They'll just say, but it's this time. This time, they're coming for you, is what Tucker Carlson is trying to strike fear into the hearts of his viewers. It is very dangerous.